So I called a pool man to come over to my house. And my pool was filthy. And here's the thing about it though, right? The water was clean, but the pool was dirty. Let me explain. So the pool pump, had a leak in it. I didn't know this. I'm not a pool man. And I'd had a pool man over at my house about 7 months ago who said he replaced my pump with a brand new one. I didn't know this. I'm not a pool man. But he replaced it with like a shoddy, second-hand repaired pool pump that the new guys who replaced it with a new one now tell me was guaranteed to break. And the pool pump he replaced it with had some sort of leak in it. And so whilst the pool pump was running water, the leak was like, the way they explain it was like depressurizing the thing where the water goes. So the pool pump was having to work extra hard to suck the water in. Eventually, there wasn't enough water coming in because of the air. And then the bearings or the pump gave out, and then the bearings were making a noise, right? So anyway, I started hearing this like whooshing noise, like, but the pool wouldn't be doing anything. The little creepy crawly wouldn't be creeping or crawling. And then over time, the pool started to get dirty. And my kids were like, "Dad, we gotta sort this pool out." And I'm like, "But the water's clean, right?" Switch on the pool pump. Creepy crawly not moving. And the water is clean, but the pool's dirty. So now I've got a bit of a conundrum. The water's clean, but the pool's dirty, which means because the pool on the floor, right, on the bed of the pool is dirty, for those of you who need to like imagine it, so the dust comes into the water and settles at the bottom, right? And then it accumulates at the bottom. And so what's supposed to be like that beautiful blue surface, that marbleite, right, that they have on the pool is now got dust in it. So the pool looks brown, but the water is clean. The pool's dirty, the water's clean. I get this guy to come over to come and fix my pool. And he starts, he calls me outside. He says, "Come and have a look at this." He says, "Your creepy crawly is not working because one of the pipes has also kind of like, the pipes also get eaten in, right?" So I was like, "Well, that's not working because it's not sucking, air is coming in. And it's sucking into the pool pump, and the pump itself is broken and it's leaking. So it doesn't have enough strength to suck it because the pump is leaking. The bearings have now given out. So this thing is not," and by the way, I don't want to hear any comments about, "They're not bearings in a pool pump." Shut up. Just take the story and don't come here and be technical. So anyway, he said to me, "The bearings, not me." And so it's like, "This pool's not making a noise because of these bearings, blah, blah, blah." So I'm watching this and I'm going, "So where did the problem start?" He says, "Well, I'm not sure if it was the old pool pump, which I was told was new, that first had the problem in it, or the creepy crawly," or he then says, "And by the way, there might be a leak in the piping running underground on the between the pool and the pool pump. There might be a leak there that might also be exacerbating the situation." The end result is the water's clean, the pool is dirty. There are some of us watching this video whose water is clean, but your pool is dirty. You give the appearance of somebody who's happy, well-adjusted, full and fulfilled, but you're broken and you're breaking others. You're damaged and you're damaging the world. You're hateful and you're scorned. And so you are going into the world bashing your head against the walls of decency, righteousness, and goodness. Because you and your pool are dirty. Your water's clean, but your pool's dirty. So the water, right, I want you to think of it as like the spirit, right? But that pool is the mind. It's what you're encasing it in, encasing your thoughts, your ideas, how you want to work and live in the world. And if you allow dust to settle in your mind, It doesn't matter how clean your water is. The pool's going to be dirty. The work you need to do is not only the work about being a better, more decent human being, but it's also the work about making sure that you clean your pool. Now, you know what he had to do, this guy? He went and he hired, what did he call it? It wasn't a wallet, it wasn't a pocket, a bladder. That was what he called it. He went and hired a bladder, and he bled out the water from the pool and sucked it into the bladder because the water was clean. And then, once the pool was empty and the dust was on the floor, they managed to scoop up the dust and clean it. Then as he's cleaning the dust, he says, by the way, now listen to this because it gets really, really, really interesting. He says the dust that started to break at the crevices of the marblite that you'd put on the floor there. And so the floor itself was beginning to develop algae. In other words, the pool wall itself is now beginning to develop algae. How did this start, I ask you? He says, probably with just a leaking pump left over time. A leaking tongue left to run too much. A hateful heart left to hate without consequence. A jealous eye left to have envy without retribution or correction. So he bleeds out the water, into the bladder it goes, takes him about the day, cleans out the pool, replasters this marble light, fixes the light, and the same water into the pool, and it looks brand new. Brand new. How's your pool? How's your pool, guys? How's your pool? How's your heart? How are your words? How are your thoughts? What are you saying and about whom? What are you reading and about what? How's your pool? That relationship that you're in, where you out in town walking with your partner holding hands, and it's the first time you've held hands in a week. And you're only holding hands because you're in town. When you get home, as you enter the lobby, you turn left, they turn right. That business partnership where you're pretending to like each other, but when one or other one of you is not in the room, the other one is talking ill about the one. And every time you sit, you look each other in the eyes and pretend to like each other and care. How's your pool? How's your pool? If you want to live the life of your dreams, you're going to have to clean out your pool. You're going to have to do the hard work. You're going to have to empty the water and clean out the pool. Clean it out. Get rid of the smug. Get rid of it, the dirt. Get rid of the grime. Replaster your walling. You're going to have to do all of that. There is no short path towards reconstruction of character. It doesn't exist. You're going to have to do it, and do it the hard way. Do it the hard way. So, the question I think for you, and the challenge for a moment such as this, is whether or not you've got the tenacity of this moment to go through what you need to go through to rebuild yourself, to rebuild your character, and to rebuild who you are in society. Because your water's clean, but your pool, my friend, your pool is dirty. All right, family. Thank you so much. Have a good week. Sayonara.